Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So in this video, we will learn how to capture HTTP request using Selenium. So many times we test that a desired API is getting called or not and performing a particular action on the UI. And if that particular API contains some particular params or not, if the endpoint is correct or not, and if it's a GET request, it's a POST request, or it's a patch request. Sometimes we also migrate from one particular endpoint to another, like we were using some API slash v1 and now we will be migrating to API slash v2. And we will be testing that the updated endpoint is getting called or not. And all these things we used to test it manually, but not anymore because we can test all these things by automation as well now. So in this video, we will learn how to capture all the requests which are getting hit on a page load using DevTools provided by the Selenium 4. Now let's get into it and see how we can actually do it. As it is possible in Selenium 4, let's first update the Selenium jar in the pom.xml. So I'm updating the Selenium jar to 4.0.0-alpha-7. So this is currently the latest version of Selenium. Now let's go to the utils folder and make another class. I'm naming it as capture request. Now inside this class we will be declaring DevTools, and now we will be making a method which will be taking two parameters. So I'm naming it as capture HTTP request, and this will contain two parameters. One will be the WebDriver driver, another one will be the browser name. So depending on the browser name, we will be initializing the value of this DevTools. Now here we will be having conditions that if browser name dot equals ignore case Chrome, then we will be initializing the value accordingly. Else if it's Firefox, and another one for the Edge. So now these are the conditions, and now inside this we will be basically putting the value into the DevTools. We will be doing like DevTools equal to driver dot get DevTools. So now you can see that it is throwing an error because currently DevTools is provided by the Chromium driver and our driver is the type of WebDriver. So what we need to do, we need to cast this particular driver. So for that we can do Chrome driver, and then we can have another set of brackets, and now you can see that the error is gone. Similarly, we will be doing it for the Firefox and for the Edge. So here I will be writing Firefox, and now you can see that it is again throwing an error. This is because currently DevTools is provided by the Chromium based drivers, which is Chrome and Edge. So currently this DevTools is not provided by the Firefox, so I'm removing this line of code. And if you see, if I write Edge driver here, it will be working completely fine as there is no particular error which is getting displayed. So our value is now initialized. Now we will be creating a session by writing devtools.create session. After creating the session, we need to send a CDP command so that we are able to capture the network logs or the network traffic. For that, we can write devtools.send network.enable, and then inside this we need to basically pass optional.empty comma again optional.empty and then another optional.empty. So this will basically send a CDP command which will capture the network logs or the network traffic. And now we need to add a listener to it, so that we can do like devtools.add listener. Inside this we will be writing network.request will be sent comma entry and then inside this we will be basically sysout, and then again another sysout. Here we can write request URI is, this will be entry dot get request dot get URL, and then similarly we can write this will be request type is entry.getRequest.get method. So this will be basically telling us that if it's a post request or if it's a get request, and similarly what is the type of request that it is getting hit. And that's it. Now our method is ready. We just need to call it in the base test. Let's go to the base test. In the base test, inside the before method, I'm setting up the driver. And this setting up of driver is based on the browser name that I'm fetching from the test.ng file. So if the browser name is Chrome, I'm setting up the Chrome driver. If it's Firefox, I'm setting up the Gecko driver. The default case is reserved for Chrome. And similarly, if you are using Edge, then you can add another condition here to set up the Edge driver. Now let's go back to the before method. So here now I will be adding the instance of the class that we have just made. So I will be writing capture request, and after setting up the driver I will be calling the method which will be capture http request, and inside this I will be sending the driver which will be get driver comma the browser name. So yeah, that's it. So it will be basically opening that particular browser and then it will be hitting the URL. The URL I've actually set it up for the Google right now, and then it will be going to the sample test. So inside the sample test I have just written a print statement so that the execution doesn't take much time. So now let's go to the testng.xml file and try to run the code. So here you can see it has opened Chrome and then it opened the Google as well, and the execution has been completed. Now let's check out the console logs. So here you can see that the request URL is google.com and the request type is get. Similarly, we have another couple of requests which got hit. Both of them are get type. This is also get. And you can see we have a post type request as well here, followed by the get type request. So similarly, you will be getting all the requests which got hit whenever a particular web page got opened. So yeah, we have all the requests and followed by the print statement that we actually entered in the sample test class. By using this, you can actually validate all the requests which are getting hit whenever a particular web page is getting loaded. You can also verify that some particular set of params are getting appended in a particular URL or not. Like we can see we have a couple of parameters here, so you can validate these as well. You can validate if a particular request is a type of get or is it a type of post. One way of doing it can be like, so let's say if I go to that particular method and here I can actually add dot equals ignore case if it's a type of post, let's say. So whenever if it is a get type, it will be throwing false. And similarly, I can add validations here as well. So let's say you changed one particular endpoint from v1 to v2, and now all the v2 endpoints should be getting hit. So you can actually add the condition here that equals ignore case or contains. And similarly, you can verify that that particular URL contains that particular endpoint or not. Let's try to run the code with this particular condition here. So I'm going back to the test.ng file. Now let's run it. So it has again opened the Chrome and then opened Google. Now let's see the console. So here you can see that the request type is false because we added the condition that it equals ignore case post. and it is a get type request, so it is showing as a false here. So we should be having a post request here as well, which will be shown as true. So yes, this you can see that it is true, which means it is a post type request. So similarly, you can validate anything and everything that you want to validate on the URLs that are getting hit in the application under testing. So yeah, that's it from my side. I hope that you have liked the video and you have learned something from it. Please like, share and subscribe, and do let me know the feedback in the comment section. Thank you everyone.